Hi everyone, welcome all to this platform again. My name is Mary Ndunda and I'll be taking you through budgeting. Budgeting, as we all know, refers to the ability or the approach that enables us to organize our finances. It also helps us plan our expenditure and reduces expenses either monthly wise, weekly wise, or annually. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, there are steps in budgeting. The first step in budgeting, we have to set realistic goals. We have to set a financial goal that we aim to achieve at the end of a stipulated time. This helps us know why we are budgeting our finances in the first place. For students, it might be a bit difficult since you're not getting any income somewhere. But even the pocket money that you get once you reopen your schools, that is enough for the budgeting process. As I have said, the first step is setting realistic goals. This helps you, or rather motivates you to keep on planning your finances and reduce your expenditure in order to get a certain goal. Why do we set financial goal? Why do we set financial goals? What I have just said. It helps you budget for your and plan your finances effectively. So, I'd like to take you through the steps in budgeting. And the first step will be setting realistic goals. Why do we set realistic goals? Why do we set financial goals? We set our financial goals in order to be able to be able to manage our expenses, be it monthly, annually, or weekly. And we also set our financial goals to help us track our expenditure at a certain period of time. While setting our financial goals, we need to consider things like long term goals and the short term goals. For instance, you're a student who needs to purchase maybe a gadget at the end of the semester or academic year, and you need to purchase a laptop that goes for around 30,000 Kenyan shillings. A laptop or a gadget that you want to purchase will refer it to a short term goal. This is because it is something that is under a small period of time, and it is also achievable during a small period of time. In the long term goals, we consider things like college fees or a university fees or a loan that you want to repay that you took for your college fees. This is what we refer to as the long term goals. When setting our financial goals, we need to set SMART goals. SMART is an abbreviation for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. A goal has to be specific. You need to buy a laptop, you need to buy a phone. That is being specific. It needs to be measurable. For instance, you cannot uh you cannot earn maybe 30,000 shillings per month, and in the short term goal you write a purchasing of a certain land. We know very well land goes for millions. That will not be a measurable effect to our financial goal saving. Buying a laptop or a gadget is achievable. Smart, achievable. You're able to achieve buying a certain uh, gadget. The goal, however, has to be relevant and time bound. When setting a financial goal, you need to specify on the time you want to get that certain commodity or that certain gadget. If you're getting an allowance of maybe 5,000 weekly, and maybe assume that only you'll be taking 20% or 10% of the 5,000, that's like um that's like 1,000 per day. So if you decide to take in every week you take like 1,000 Kenyan shillings in order to buy a gadget at the end of maybe 1 month, 1 to 5 months there, because that will be like 4,000 monthly. In 5 months it will be like 20,000. That's enough to get you a good gadget. It has to be time bound within a certain amount of period, within a certain amount uh, within a certain amount or a certain period of time, you'll be able to get your gadget. This takes me to the second step, where you have to identify your income and your expenses. Assuming you want to purchase a gadget of around 20,000 shillings and you're getting a monthly income or of around 25,000 shillings, or maybe the 20,000 shillings as your income. You haven't calculated your expenses, your monthly expenses, such as transport, rentals, insurance premiums, name them. And you want to purchase a gadget. At this point, a gadget is going to be a liability, because your income, no matter how much you save, it's gonna take you a very, very long time to purchase your gadget. Therefore, you need to identify your income and expenses. Is it necessary? If you're getting a low income, is it necessary for you to buy a so much expensive gadget? Is it necessary for you to get an expensive laptop, yet your income is a bit low? And this leads me to the point where you have to separate your needs and your wants. Your needs are things that we need to live with, they are necessities. They have to be there for our survival. For instance, food, shelter, and water, clothing. That is a necessity. It is a need that you have to live up to. We also have wants. Wants are things that we can live without. For instance, when we need to go out with our friends, maybe swimming, you need to go party, you need to go to buy shoes, you need to buy so many fancy labeled clothes. That is wants. Yeah, that is wants. Those are wants. Eating, swimming, purchasing phones and laptops and everything. They're things we can live without. So, we need to design our budgets. We need to have a structure of writing a budget. We have so many steps or rather many types of budget writing, and there are around 9 or 10, but allow me to only talk about 4 of them. The first budget goes to 50-30-20 rule budget. This is the best budget for beginners, since it is distinct, and it is easier to plan your finances and your expenditures in a very simpler format. This is how you do it. You draw a circle and split it into 50%, 30%, and 20%, where 50% goes to the needs: rent, um, food, bills, all those. And then 30% goes to your wants. You need to go out, you want to go swim, you want to go travel, you want to tour the world. That is where you locate your funds at. Then the third part is the 20% sector, where you'll be able to save, where it will be indicated as a savings sector. Out of your income, using this plan, only 20% goes for savings and debt repayments. This is actually the step that I use, and it is a very impactful step and a very, very recommendable and easy. And you're able to track down your expenditure, and you're able to understand how you're using your money and your finances. The second step is a zero-based budget, where every dollar of income is allocated to expenses, savings, or debt repayments. This is also a good expense. This is also a good type of budget, because you're able to account for every dollar or every amount, or every shilling that you use. At the end of it all, when you subtract your income and your expenses, you're left with zero. And expenses, that is expenses, savings, and debt repayment, you're left with zero. That is why it's called the zero-based budget. It also encourages mindful spending, because you're able to track each and every shilling or dollar that you use. The third step is envelope system. The envelope system is where you allocate cash into different envelopes for the spending categories. You're a high school student. You normally receive cash at most times, since you do not have gadgets for using mobile money, and you have cash. This system will be very helpful, especially when you're in school. You create I can remember in high school we used to create envelopes using a book or a notebook paper. You pluck a paper, create a very beautiful envelope. So if you want to save, you can save using the envelope, putting a certain amount of money inside the envelope, and then you indicate there with a very big label, savings envelope. This will also help you manage your spending. You can, however, pick another envelope or design another envelope for transportation, fare, and maybe entertainment and going out. This helps you at least have a manageable spending system. We also have the fourth one, which is pay yourself first budget. You pay yourself first budget. Out of the money that you've gotten, the income that you've gotten, you decide to take a certain amount of money and be able to put your savings first aside. You're paying yourself first. So you take a certain amount of money and you save first before anything else. And then from there, you're able to calculate your expenses. That is why it's called paying yourself first budget. You pick a certain amount of money, you put it first for savings, and then the one that you're left with, you calculate your expenses. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to conclude there. Budgeting is an ongoing process that requires regular review. You need to budget your finances each and every time for financial growth. We do not budget maybe once a year, or maybe you budget for a certain amount of time and then you cease. No, budgeting is an ongoing process. For you to grow financially, for you to build yourself up financially, you need to start step by step. And step one is budgeting your finances. This will help you a lot, will help you track your expenses, will help you identify the liabilities and assets, and will help you determine whether a certain or a purchase of a certain good is important or not. So guys, I urge you to develop a budgeting structure, develop a budgeting procedure and a process. It will help you a lot, especially for those who are doing or pursuing with finance. This is a very critical chapter because personally I'm pursuing economics and finance, and I realize that budgeting is a must in your day to day life because you'll end up saving zero but spending 100%. Yeah, so please, this is a process that I'm trying to adapt. So I am adapting. How about you? Are you able to adapt? Are you able to start your budgeting process? And you'll tell me the results later on. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Mary Ndunda. Wish you all the best as you continue with your budgeting process for those who had started, and for those who are beginning, I wish you a nice process ahead. Thank you. And in your journey of financial growth and budgeting processes, I urge each and every one of you to go through the novel written The Smart Money Woman by Arese Ugu. It's a very informative novel on financial literacy. I will not spoil, so kindly take your time and go through it. I'll share a photo of it that will give you a hint on which book to purchase. Thank you.